From Giugiaro wedges to raw V8 roadsters, the 1980s gave Britain a wild sports car lineup. In this episode, we explore 10 classics from British sports cars of the 1980s. Each car tells a different story: design, engineering, culture, and the small details that make old-timers feel alive. The Bond wedge grew up into a real turbo supercar. Built during 1980-1987, the Lotus Esprit Turbo represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. The Turbo Esprit era began with the Essex Special in 1980. Production cars used Lotus's 2.2-litre Type 91D Turbo 4. A steel backbone chassis sat under a fiberglass body. Giugiaro's wedge styling lasted until the 1987 Stevens redesign. Top speed went past 150 miles per hour, serious pace for the time. It established the formula for later charge-cooled Esprits. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. A hand-built V8 bruiser that gave Britain its supercar swagger. Built during 1977 to 1989, the Aston Martin V8 Vantage represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. Hand-built at Newport Pagnell in small numbers, its all-alloy 5.3-litre DOHC V8 was tuned above the standard Aston V8. A blanked grille, front air dam and tail spoiler marked it out. Most enthusiasts wanted the ZF 5-speed manual. Late expat cars added wider bodywork and more power. Period road tests treated it as Britain's answer to Ferrari and Porsche. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. The wedge-shaped TR finally got the engine it deserved. Built during 1978 to 1981, the Triumph TR8 represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. It put Rover's 3.5-litre V8 into the TR7's wedge-shaped shell. Most production went to North America, which explains its rarity in Britain. Nearly all customer cars were convertibles. Performance finally matched the dramatic styling. TR7 V8 rally cars helped build the road car's reputation. Production ended in 1981 as Triumph exited sports cars. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. TVR's wedge found its voice when a Rover V8 arrived. Built during 1983-1989, the TVR 350i represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. The 350i brought Rover V8 muscle to TVR's wedge era. Oliver Winterbottom's sharp body sat on a tubular steel chassis. Fiberglass construction kept weight low and character high. It helped shake off the underpowered image of the early Tasman range. A 5-speed manual and no driver aids made it unapologetically raw. The car restored TVR's momentum in the mid-1980s. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. Old-school craftsmanship met modern V8 shove in Malvern. Built during 1968-2004, the Morgan Plus 8 represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. Morgan paired classic roadster looks with the light Rover Buick-derived V8. Bodies were hand-built in Malvern, using ash framing and aluminum panels. Sliding pillar front suspension kept old Morgan engineering alive. Low weight made the Plus 8 seriously fast by 1980 standards. It survived while most traditional British sports cars disappeared. The formula made it a cult favourite across Europe. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. Lotus's forgotten 2+2 might be its smartest 1980s driver's car. Built during 1985-1992, the Lotus Excel SE represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. The SE was the more developed, higher-spec version of the Excel. Its 2.2-litre 918C engine kept the car naturally aspirated and rev-happy. Front-engine rear-drive balance made it one of Lotus's most usable 2+2s. A steel backbone chassis and composite body kept mass in check. Toyota gearbox and driveline parts improved durability over earlier Lotus GTs. It stayed in the shadow of the Esprit despite excellent handling. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. This compact roadster helped TVR turn a corner. Built during 1986 to 1994, the TVRS represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. Launched in 1986, the ES returned TVR to a traditional long bonnet roadster shape. Early cars used Ford's 2.8-litre Cologne 636, later joined by 2.9 and V8 versions. A tubular steel chassis and fiberglass body kept it simple and light. The cabin was snug, the controls were heavy, and the experience was pure TVR. It sold strongly and broadened TVR's customer base. The S helped bridge the gap to the Griffith and Chimera years. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. Reliant's oddball roadster was years early to the affordable retro roadster boom. Built during 1984 to 1990, the Reliant Scimitar SS1 represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. Giovanni Michelotti styled the SS1 with a very low, long-nose profile. It used a steel chassis with composite body panels. Launch cars used Ford CVH power, later versions added Nissan Turbo Punch. Its hood and side window setup was more intricate than a normal convertible. It reached showrooms before the MX-5 revived the affordable roadster class. The design later evolved into the SST and then the Sabre. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. Panther wrapped Ford simplicity in pre-war style. Built during 1982-1990, the Panther Kallista represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. The Kallista replaced the Lima with cleaner retro roadster styling. An aluminum body sat on a tubular steel frame. Ford-sourced 4-cylinder and V6 engines made it easier to service than many exotics. De Tomaso-era Panther positioned it as a usable neoclassic sports car. British production ran only to 1990 before Korean continuation cars appeared. It remains one of the best-known Panther models. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. Lotus proved even front-wheel drive could feel exotic. Built during 1989-1992, the Lotus Elan SE represents the engineering priorities and driving culture of its time. The M100 Elan used front-wheel drive, a radical move for Lotus. Its turbocharged 1.6-litre Isuzu engine made 162 bhp in SE form. Lotus engineered the chassis to minimize torque steer and maximize grip. Peter Stevens gave it smooth, modern late 1980s lines. Critics loved the handling, but price and exchange rates hurt sales. It is still widely regarded as one of the best driving front-drive sports cars. Today, it stands out as a collectible old-timer because it combines period character, mechanical personality, and a story enthusiasts still care about. Which of these British 80s machines would you take for a Sunday blast? Whether you prefer compact sports saloons, elegant coupes, or long-distance autobahn machines, this group captures why classic cars remain so fascinating.